Hello again, Pastor Deborah here, and this is the final chapter part of Volume 1. We have been talking for 10 episodes on Dear Precious Child in Volume 1 of the Spiritual Multitude, Chapter 2. This is the final part of Chapter 2 called Dear Precious Child, and this is Part 11. Let's pick up where we left off. We were told in Part 10 that Neil was asking questions about what is real. And as he was learning, he became sick and upset. And then he asked Morpheus, could he ever go back? And Morpheus asked him if he could, would he want to? And we learned that many of us, too, are not ready to be unplugged, not ready to see or to have, or even asking questions. And many of us never will, but some of you will, and you will be as Neo, searching and looking. So let's begin. Part 11. Morpheus goes on telling Neo still more truth about his freedom, about Neo's and the Matrix. When the Matrix was first built, Morpheus says, there was a man born inside who had the mental ability to change whatever he wanted, to remake, to reprogram the Matrix as he saw fit. It was he who freed the first of us, told us the truth. Freedom by a special man born inside as a slave. You can learn a little bit more about that, what it looks like, if you watch the movie called Spartacus with Kirk Douglas, a man born into slavery and had a desire to be free. But he died in slavery. But his child and his wife were set free. And all the problems that this caused the Romans. When slaves rose up to be free from the system they were born into. Watch the movie, it's excellent. Slavery to control humanity was ending. Truth to set captives free had come. For slaves set free, to set others free from the control of the Matrix, to end the war. And as long as the Matrix, the dream world system of mental control, of slavery through lies, deception, manipulation existed, the human race, the spirit, would never be free, Morpheus told Neo. After he died, the oracle promised his return, that his second coming would hail the destruction of the Matrix and end of the war, bringing freedom to our people, to humanity. The birth of a man into the Matrix, into slavery, into bondage, into captivity, able to supernaturally and spiritually control, alter, change the Matrix dream world. This one man, Neo, is told, set some of us free initially who were seeking and desiring to be free. And he told them the truth. This was a truth speaker. This was a freedom fighter. This was humanity's savior. The first fruit of freedom, who could overrule, dominate, have dominion on, have authority over the Matrix system. This one who set captives free of their darkness and ignorance and slavery to others. This one set captives free to free others from the Matrix. This one, the first, was prophesied that he would come again and return, a second coming to the Matrix, which would end the war, the world system of control of humanity, the world system of lies, the world system of deception, the world system of manipulation, a dream world for the hearts, the minds and souls and spirit of all humanity. Morpheus continues. That is why there are those of us, Neo, who have spent our entire lives searching the Matrix, looking for him, spiritually hidden in these words to the multitudes of people who are not spiritually seeking the hidden mysteries of the kingdom of heaven and its eternal king, or its spiritual colony on earth, its kings or ambassadors on earth, or the past or the present, or even the future knowledge of its spiritual adversary. They're not looking for light and truth versus darkness and ignorance, and the earth's relationship to its creator. Hidden spiritually in this parable, this movie, and many others are also worlds and realms, human spirits, the spiritual matrix of control, a spiritual dream world, a realm, war, winners and losers, slavery versus freedom, freedom by a man, freedom through truth, death and return of the first man, prophecies of the return, prophecies of the end of the world, prophecies of the freedom, all humanity, people searching to find the one who will free all humanity, who will end the war, who will destroy the matrix, prophecies of hope, life, freedom, a better world, freedom for the heart, the mind, the soul, and the spirit, and the physical body of all humanity. A world of peace, no war, no forced slavery. A new land, Zion. Many are looking for it, searching for it, fighting, believing in, hoping in, desiring peace, freedom, life for all humanity. A new world for all humanity. These spiritual truths are spiritually hidden away in this movie, this trilogy, The Matrix, spiritually hidden from the multitude of people until they are spiritually seeking the kingdom of heaven's spiritual truths themselves and no longer just want to be entertained. These hidden spiritual mysteries, these truths are there, always have been, just waiting to be unveiled, discovered, revealed, seen, perceived to any spiritual person whose spiritual heart and mind becomes a truth seeker. Now that Neo and you have begun to hear, to see, to accept, to believe truth into one's darkened, ignorant, previously controlled soul, subconscious mind and heart, and your spirit, one will begin to spiritually learn more and grow in more and more truths. Then, as a spiritual disciple, a student of the truth from the kingdom of heaven and its King, the Most High God, one's heart, one's soul, one's spiritual being begins to become freer in all of its lands, its territories, its areas that still lies in the hands, the grips of great darkness, of great ignorance about everything, about oneself, about others, about the world around you, about your spiritual adversaries of freedom. For one to become set free of darkness, of ignorance, one's own heart must change in its thinking, its believing. For all humanity are told in Proverbs 23:7, authorized King James Version, verse 7. For as he or she, a spirit person, the forever person, thinks, believes in his spiritual heart, in his mind, so is he. So precious one, study, learn, mature. Allow truth to come in to the dark area, in through plugs of the matrix, and set your land and territory of your spiritual heart and your mind free of darkness, ignorance. Take notes, ask questions, seek the truth. Don't want to anymore be just entertained. Morpheus is helping Neo, discipling him, teaching him, mentoring him, training him personally, so Neo could discover who he really is, and that his heart and his mind of his soul and his forever person, his spirit, would be free of the matrix's control. Neo learns from his new teacher, Morpheus, that in the matrix, in the dream world of control and slavery and ignorance, which hides the truth, the heart and the mind believes only what it has experienced, has seen, has heard in the biological brain, in the soul to be true, knows as normal. This is the real world, nothing else. When plugged into the matrix's power plant, the heart, the mind of a person is unaware of other possibilities, other truths, other reality. Also in the matrix's system of control, the program always have watchful enforcer, program agents, others watching, keeping close watchfulness on the thoughts of the heart, of the soul, on their words, on their physical movement, of all the matrix's slaves. And the spies for the system will know if the heart and the mind of the soul has been spiritually contacted. For the heart, the mind, and the soul are one at this time with the forever person. These two are bonded together, married, so to speak. The spirit is encased by the flesh, the darkness of the soul, and the soul rules over the spirit. So the watchers of the matrix are always spiritually watching, making sure that the spirit that is encased in the flesh, encased in the deep mud of the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the pride of life, stay spiritually where they are, and that no one else is spiritually contact, such as Morpheus did with Neo in the dream world of the matrix, by someone outside of it, not plugged in to the matrix, a free person. This one who is not spiritually connected into the matrix, the dream world of control, is considered by the matrix's enforcer, the agents, the programmer, as a traitor, an enemy of slavery and control, an enemy of the state. Dangerous, the most dangerous human alive. Neo is getting truth, instruction, teaching, personal experience, and his heart, his soul, and his spirit is becoming and learning. Less and less darkness are inside of Neo. Less and less ignorance, less and less blindness, less and less being controlled, less and less deceived, less and less a mind-controlled slave. Light and truth was entering, coming into the darkened heart, the forever person, and into the soul, the subconscious person. Neo's and yours, sweeties, heart, your soul, your hidden man of the heart, and its spirit has to be renewed to the truth, re-educated to the knowledge was lost and forgotten, retrained to think, believe, and not doubt or have any fear. And it comes through agape love, the love of the Heavenly Father, for the love of freedom for humanity, by the way, the path of truth. Neo and you have to learn through discipleship as being a student with a true spiritual teacher, through personal experience that spiritually reveals to the heart, to the soul, and to the forever person that it is not free until it lets go of all lies and deceptions, fears and doubts, misconceptions, ideas and beliefs, values and knowledge, untruthful beliefs from the life that you once lived, plugged into the matrix of control and slavery. One as Neo was, even though freed, unplugged from the system of control, the dream world, the matrix. One is still not totally free unless all fear, doubt, and unbelief are overcome and destroyed. Now comes more training, discipleship, and personal experiences. Morpheus takes Neo to the agent training program for the matrix. Neo is receiving, discovering, having more truth revealed to him. More knowledge is coming into his heart, into his soul, and into his spirit, as well as purposes and wisdom. As they are walking in the crowd of people, Morpheus says to Neo, the matrix is a system, and that system is our enemy. Inside of the matrix, you from the outside, a free man, see people, businessmen, teachers, lawyers, the very digital images of the hearts and the minds of the souls of these people. We are trying to free, but until we do free them, these people plugged into the matrix's power plant, these people are still a part of that system, the system of the matrix. And that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, Neo. Most of these people are not ready to be unplugged, and many of them are so hopelessly dependent on the system, the matrix, that they will fight to protect it. Sweetie, he who is speaking to you from out of this book knows that you too have now or will be very soon ready to be unplugged from the matrix, the system of control and slavery that holds you through darkness, through ignorance. And that is why he is speaking to you even now through these words and spiritually revealing his hidden spiritual mysteries, his truths. He is hidden away in this parable, this movie, this story, the Matrix. Neo's training, his classes, his personal experience was to teach him, if you are not one of us, a freed man, an unplugged man, person, human, you are one of them who are still plugged into the system of control, the matrix. So now Neo begins to learn and understand, perceive that anyone who hasn't been unplugged is potentially an agent of the system of control, an enemy of free people, a system enforcer. To us, the freed ones, and therefore to freedom. So a heart, a mind, the soul, the hidden man of the heart and the spirit, unplugged from the matrix, is an enemy to the system. So a heart, a mind, a spirit, and a soul that is unplugged from the matrix is an enemy to the system, to the matrix's control. The matrix agents are programmed. They can move in and out of all those through their hearts, their minds, and their souls, even their spirits, that are still plugged into the matrix power plant. Morpheus continues teaching Neo. They, the agents, are everyone. They, these agents, these programs, the enforcers, the watchers, the police, the big brother, the government, are the gatekeepers. They guard all the doors, hold all the keys to freedom, through the rules and the laws that maintain and control the matrix system. But there is an even deeper set of rules and laws that maintains and controls all life, all freedom. Also, the parable, the movie, the story, the matrix, reveals that there are those who, even after years of freedom from the matrix and its power plant, are not satisfied, happy with their freedom. And this one wanted to go back to sleep, back to the power plant, back into slavery, back into lies and deception, back into the matrix, and would kill to go back, become a traitor to others to go back, make deals with the agents to go back, and would give up all to go back. Why, Pastor Deborah, would somebody do that? Freedom and truth was not all this one hoped for, believed in, desired it to be. Freedom was boring, no comforts, no fun, no love life, not enjoyable. Freedom was work. Others were leaders, not him. He was not famous, not loved. So this one in the movie, his name was Cypher. He makes a deal with the matrix agent to put him back into the power plant and for him not to remember anything. Back to a state of ignorance, of blindness, darkness, deceptions, slavery, mind control, no freedom. Just a dream world for the mind, for the soul, and the spirit. For he says ignorance is bliss. This one's name was Cypher. He didn't like the truth. He had a taste of it and its freedom, and he didn't like it because he wanted fame, a woman's love named Trinity, but she didn't love him. Leadership, fleshly appetites. He wanted to eat a steak and drink wine. And to go back, all Cypher had to do was give up Morpheus. Give up Zion, a land of free humans, me and what I desire and want over everyone else. You see, sweetie, even knowing spiritual truth is not enough for some people, because their earthly sexual desires and appetites are strong. Their desire for wealth, power, and fame, and rulership is all they think about, and it is not being fulfilled. Selfish desires of the heart, the soul, and the spirit, and its flesh, its fallen nature of the king of darkness, of Satan, were ruling and reigning. They were the king, the master, the controller, not truth and freedom, not for oneself or for others. On the first trip back into the matrix for Neo, on his way to see the oracle, he sees all the places he ate at, lived, worked at, and he said, "It's unbelievable. I have all these memories from my life, and none of them happened." And Neo asks Trinity, "What does this mean?" Trinity answers Neo that the matrix, a system of control, of lies and deceptions, of slavery, cannot tell you who you are. So Neo is learning that he really doesn't know who he is, yet his memories say he does. He has memories of living, eating, and working, and none of it was true. Neo is learning that a system of control, the matrix, which enslaves a heart, a mind, a physical body, a spirit, cannot tell someone who they really are. Neo gets to the door of the oracle, and Morpheus stops and says to Neo, "I told you I could show you the door, but you would have to open it yourself." The oracle, Neo is told, has been with the free ones since the beginning. A guide, a prophet, one to help define one's path. Oh, wow! Spiritually hidden away in this parable, this movie, this story, are so many spiritual truths of the spiritual kingdom of darkness, ignorance of slavery, and the kingdom of heaven and freedom for one's heart, one's soul, and one's spirit. So too does the kingdom of heaven have also an oracle, one to help all of us to define our path of freedom. Neo meets a young girl while waiting to meet with the oracle. The young girl is sitting on the floor, bending a spoon. Remember, Neo is in the actual matrix now. His physical body is inside the ship called the Nebuchadnezzar, and they've rehooked him up the back of his head with a plug that puts his mind back into the matrix. Neo is very interested and sits down, and the young girl says to Neo, "Do not try to bend the spoon. That is impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth. There is no spoon." Then you will see, you will perceive, understand, and know that it is not the spoon that bends. It is only yourself, your mind, your thoughts. The rest of the parable, the movie, the story, is all about Neo discovering who he really is, what his purposes are, the battles of these self-discoveries of himself he will fight, letting go of all his fear, unbelief, and doubt, his willingness to believe the impossible about himself, loving freedom for others more than his own life, his willingness to take chances so others can be free, and to live unplugged from the matrix and to end the war, finally embracing his purpose and freely choosing to give his own life for others, understanding the power and the strength of purpose, believing in himself and the power of agape love for others, finding a purpose larger than himself and his earthly desire, going the distance for the freedom of others, and so very much more about the power of hope and purpose, not giving up, freedom of choice, freedom of one's heart and mind, freedom of spirit, freedom of others, slavery, mind control, truth versus lies, truth versus deception, prophecies, searching and seeking, finding the answers to the questions, freedom fighter. Many spiritual mysteries, truths of oneself, the spiritual kingdom of heaven, are spiritually hidden in these parables, these movies, these stories, these trilogies. The Matrix Revolution, and The Matrix Reloaded. The one who is spiritually speaking, revealing these spiritual mystery truths of his kingdom of heaven in this book you are now hearing or watching, is very much desiring to spiritually reveal all His spiritually hidden mysteries, His truths, His knowledge, His counsel, His wisdom, His freedom to the real you, the spirit person that is hidden away spiritually in the earthen suit of dust and dirt, encased in a wax grossness in the soul. He knows you have been searching for His spiritual truths, even though you did not know they were His all your life. So, for you and your unanswered questions, He is coming to you spiritually now through this book. There is so much that awaits you, as did Neo. Truth, freedom, knowledge, discovering one's true self, discovering one's true purpose, and so much more. He is so eager and willing to spiritually reveal His spiritual mysteries and truths to you. Are you? He has me, Pastor Deborah, who is His spiritual ambassador, His shepherd and king of His spiritual kingdom, praying protection over you for His spiritual path that lies ahead for you, which He desires for you will be spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically rough as Neo's was. But don't get off it. Don't get off His path of truth and freedom. Stay the course. Step into His light of truth and agape love. Step onto His path. Follow the light. Follow the truth. He wants you to watch these 3 parables, these 3 stories, these movies over and over. Take notes. Stop the movie often. Just call on Him to bring His spiritual mysteries, His truth to light for you, and He will. Just say to Him, open my spiritual eyes of my heart, of my spirit and soul, to see your spiritually hidden mystery, your truths. Teach me truth. Help me to love your truth. Teach me knowledge and wisdom. Thank you, sir. Call on Him to strengthen you for the journey. Call on Him to free your spiritual heart, your soul, and your spirit from the matrix and its slavery of control. Call on Him to heal you, to bring His light of freedom into all your dark, ignorant areas of your heart, of your hidden man of the soul, of your spirit. Call on Him to guide you and to give you rest. He will have this spiritual ambassador, me, Pastor Deborah, on call for you 24/7. I will also be coming to most of you while you're still plugged into the matrix. I travel in that land like Morpheus did. I can come and visit you even when you are plugged in, just as Neo was. When you get unplugged, which I can help you, I'm here for you. Be happy, little one, and rejoice, for much truth and freedom is coming to you spiritually. And the spiritual answers are there for you to discover of the spiritual matrix that has had you all your life in spiritual slavery and mind control. Open up His spiritual treasure chest, His parables, His movies, and find the spiritual truth. Find the spiritual freedom. Find the spiritual jewels, the riches of glory of the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of light. His truth will be as rays of glorious light shining into your spiritual soul and spirit. Don't worry, sweetie, about your family, your friends, co-workers. They will also follow you on the same path of truth. Maybe not right now, but later. You will help them to become free yourself. They too need to be free. His agape love will draw their hearts, their souls, and their spirits to Himself, to His freedom, and to His kingdom by the path of truth, of goodness, and love. Stay diligent and don't give up or turn back as ciphered. Stay on the path of truth and freedom. Then help others to become unplugged from the spiritual matrix and its power play of slavery. Learn from Neo. His story is here to help you, not just for entertainment. May your heart and your soul and your spirit find all the answers they have been seeking, and that your spiritual life becomes free in truth, free from mind control, free, no longer a slave to others, free to discover who you really are in the spiritual kingdom of heaven. In agape love for Heavenly Father, the source of all truth and freedom, the King of all creation, the Judge of all the universe, the Lord of all truth, the bondage breaker, the freedom fight, Agape love itself, God the Most High, the Almighty Jehovah. Please continue the spiritual journey into the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven and the spiritual multitude in volume 2, and that will be the next group I'll put up. And while you are spiritually learning, you are spiritually invited to come and see the garden, the place of freedom here on earth. We will unplug you and you can come. You want to be unplugged, then that's wonderful. Welcome to the free world. Love always and forever, Pastor Deborah. This ends volume 1 of the spiritual multitude.